It's my feel-good breakfast show.
So if you're like me, your views on property as an investment in your portfolio have just been shaken up a little bit by Warren Ingram. He's the author of a book called How to Make Your First Million, and he's also a certified financial planner. So I thought, well, since have we debunked the myth that property is the ultimate investment, what other options of investment should one be looking for before going into property?
I really like the idea of investing in shares, especially if you're young and you're building up your capital over time. Mm-hmm. And you can buy shares either directly, so you can open a stockbroking account online, but I think you need to know what you're doing there. The alternative to that would be to buy a unit trust or to buy an exchange-traded fund. For me, exchange-traded funds usually win this fight hands down because they're low cost. You don't have to manage them; they manage themselves.
Yeah, but the return on them, though?
Very good, because you're buying actually the whole stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And over long periods of time, the stock market gives you about 13 to 15% per year of growth, which means your money's doubling every 5 years. And that's a heck of a return in this current environment.
Yeah. In this current environment, is there any way that property could work out as a good investment?
I think what worries me a little bit at the moment is interest rates are quite low compared to what they have been over the last 20, 30 years. So property prices, especially here, for example, in the Cape, have done really well.
Yeah.
But I think when interest rates start to rise, that's bad for property. So if interest rates are falling, that's okay. Mm-hmm. But the one thing, the golden rule with property always is location, location, location. So you try and buy the best property you can afford in the best area you can afford, and then you're reasonably certain of at least protecting your money against inflation.
Yeah. Speaking of location, a lot of buildings and constructions are happening in and around the city of Cape Town. Is it best then to kind of look at those as potential future economic hubs and start buying properties around those areas?
I think you just need to do your homework. So if an area is busy taking off, that's a great place to look at. You just have to be careful that you're not rushing in after everyone else has already been there and the smart money's already bought up the property prices, because then you're going to be buying an expensive property from someone who bought it cheap a couple of years ago. So these property developers are smart guys, and they try and look 20 to 30 years ahead and then buy properties really cheap. And develop them and grow them. So when you're doing it, just make sure that you're ahead of the game, not reacting after everyone else has made their money.
Whew, wow, okay. So any last words of advice in terms of investment options, property as investments, shares as investments? If
you're going to buy a property and it's the home you're going to live in, please buy something that you're going to stay in for at least 8 years or longer. Otherwise, rather rent and move every couple of years and save the difference between what you would have paid in rent and what you would have put into your mortgage, and then you'll build up capital over time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Great advice indeed. Thank you very much, Warren. We really appreciate it. And I hope that was an enlightening conversation to you at home watching this right now. We'll do this again next week.